Hello everyone, my name is Korosh Erfani. I am a sociologist and a political analyst. And on this day of Friday, September 19th, 2025, I am going to present you something regarding freedom of speech in the United States, which is right now something that we can consider as a right in peril, at risk. This is a basic right in any democracy, and we shouldn't forget that democracy is first of all and before anything else through the freedom of speech. And for this reason, if there is a country that is losing this right of freedom of speech, it means that it's losing democracy in general. So we should be aware about the importance of this element. Let me remind you what we have in the United States Constitution regarding freedom of speech. In the First Amendment, as you can see, the founders wanted to embolden the importance of the freedom of speech. That's why they prohibited any restriction on this right. Any restriction, any abridging, as you see, which means limiting the freedom of speech. So there is no law, there is no limitation for that. And giving a kind of absolute aspect to this right shows its substantial importance. And that's why, as a result, we should also emphasize on the importance of freedom of speech as the quintessence of the Constitution and as the substance of democracy. So when you have effectively a risk and a threat regarding freedom of speech, you should be worried about the whole thing, the whole structure of democracy in a country. And that's why the citizens cannot be really indifferent regarding what's going on for this freedom, for this right, and should be proactive, should be reactive in order to protect it, because we know that democracy is not guaranteed, right? There is no such a thing as the warranty of or guarantee of democracy. Democracy is something organic, alive, and we have to take care of that so that it can stay alive. So now let me talk about what's going on in the United States. After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, we see that there is a kind of pattern that is step by step followed by the Trump administration. And this pattern is very known because in all the other countries where there is no democracy, in the dictatorships, we know already this pattern, and it had been tried several times across the world, you know, and along the history. This pattern is very basic, is very simple. So there is an event which is emotionally very important. So the government tries to embolden and enforce this emotional aspect. They create somehow, we can say, an emotional tsunami, an emotional storm, right? What's the objective? The objective is to prepare the public opinion in order to accept a lot of action that would be restrictive, that would be for silencing the freedom of speech afterward. So there is effectively a kind of pre-designed project, a pre-planned process that starts with this pattern. A very important event, a a very huge emotional storm, preparing the public opinion and then action. And we can see that how in the United States, one political party, the Republican Party, is going in this direction. And it's unbelievable because, as you can see, it's a question of downplaying the First Amendment. Here, we have to deal with something that is extremely important, because if you lose effectively this right described in the First Amendment, it means that you should be ready to lose all the democratic rights that we can find in the American Constitution. This is the first one. It's not the Second Amendment. It's not the 14th Amendment. It's the First Amendment. It's the basic, is the foundation of American democracy, or any democracy. And if we lose that, then we have to be worried about the whole democracy, or the democracy as a whole, in light of, this loss. So let me show you how right now there is, some worries expressed by the organization, some political activists, or the entities that are charged with the defense of the freedom of speech. As you can see, they are trying to police the freedom of speech, right? So the Kirk's killing became an excuse to attack effectively, to assault the freedom of speech in the different forms. And right now, newspapers, medias, the anchors, presenters, all of them are threatened somehow by complying with this restriction, or otherwise being ready to be fired or to be silenced in a way or another. So that's why it's very important. What Trump administration is doing is making way for the establishment of a kind of dictatorship. Of course, they won't say that. They won't use these words, but we should be aware that the people like Stephen Miller, for example, they are there with a mission. Don't forget that this is the most Zionist element of the Trump administration, and they know that there are more and more critics regarding what Israel is doing in the Middle East, in Gaza, for example, as genocide, and they are preparing effectively the grounds here in the United States so that they can silence everyone regarding everything. So Charlie Kirk's death is just an excuse to, to censor everyone, to shut everyone up regarding everything, right? Because once they establish the model, once they create the system of silencing, the system is going to work for everything, for every subject, for every case. And that's worrisome. And we should take note of that they are going to do so. That's why when I see the activities like this one, for example, by the ACLU, trying to protect the freedom of speech, against this governmental pre-planned retaliation, it's something positive. But I would like at the end add something. The real guardian of the freedom of speech, as well as all other democratic rights in any country, in any society, are the citizens, which means the people, right? The ordinary people. The citizens should be ready to intervene, to take action whenever it's necessary to protect their rights. If you think that there are, organizations, activists, or something that will take care of that, and you, as an ordinary citizen, you don't have to do something, you are making very bad and dangerous mistake, right? Because everything is done in such a way that we think of the system as a whole, and we don't have, as individual, we don't have to do anything. It's wrong. Democracy means the government of people, by the people, for the people. By the people means by the citizens. So the citizens must be present, must be active, must react to the threat of the different rights of civil society, including and before anything else, freedom of speech. That's why I recommend to be attentive about the news, the different policies, the policies of restriction, limitation of the freedom of speech. Be attentive about all of this, all the actions of government, and to think about how we can effectively protect freedom of speech, which is in peril right now, seriously, and we should think about that. Thank you for watching, and I hope I can have your reaction, your comments, your views on this subject. Thank you.